Good morning, everyone. Well, evening for those that I'm actually streaming these for, but good morning for pretty much everyone else. We are here to stream the Spring Season Professionals Tournament, the first day of the finals. We have a top 4 for the NA2 existing of Rain, Chaos, Rain, Void, and Pramo. And we're gonna be seeing the first matches between those, and we're gonna be seeing the first who gets knocked out today. I have actually no idea which matches I'll be streaming. We'll see that when the room invite is up. But the first set of matches of maps will be the same, so at least I can prepare for that already. I'm going to take away the previews that you can see this little lineup that we have, with Rain going to go head to head with the other Rain, and Void going to head with Pramo. So these should be really entertaining matches, especially considering the fact that whoever is third, second, or first actually wins money with this, and the fourth one doesn't. So today we either have the upper bracket or the lower bracket, I'm not entirely certain. And with the upper bracket, basically we have, let me explain this right. We have Void versus Premo and Rain versus Rain Chaos. Then the winners of those two go head to head together, and the losers of those two go head to head together. Then the losers of those two matches go head to head, and the one that loses that is out of the tournament. And that's the set of matches that we're going to be seeing tonight, even though I'm not sure which one I'll be seeing. And the winners of the two first head-to-heads also go together. We will also be seeing that. I'm hoping that Brian gets to stream one set and I get to stream the other. There's no reason to assume that wouldn't happen, but we honestly don't know. So I'm just waiting for OBS and YouTube to catch up together, but we still have just over a minute for that. So I'm gonna go over the first set of maps that we get, and we start off in... let's find it. Dynasty Sprawl. With base A that is quite open, base B that is in between buildings, and base C that is in the park, basically. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm saying that right. We still have 4 minutes to go before we actually enter the games. But I think everything in the game is agreeing with me that the first map will be Dynasty Sprawl. That's actually no, it's Desert Sands. I'm looking, yeah, this is why I'm checking, thank you. We start off in Desert Sands. I was thinking that doesn't sound right, because I didn't have those in the, as first maps in the other streams that I've been doing for this day. But that goes to show it is nearing 3 AM here, and I hope you forgive me a little bit of a mistake there. But we have Desert Sands here with base A in the desert, base B in the middle of the city, and base C a little bit more secluded in the city. I personally quite like the positioning around A, so that is generally where I would focus on going. And base B can be reset from base A, which also helps. And base C is a little bit secluded. You can drive in there and keep the enemy from capping, but they will also keep you from capping. And generally we've seen that with the tournament battles that we have had so far on this map throughout the whole tournament, people are focusing on the A positions, and I think there's a good reason for that. Like I said, it is easier to dominate the map from there and to work your way through the map from there. So with that in mind, we have the second map. Let me just call that up. That is Fort Despair. Fort Despair, one of the smallest maps around. We have the epic grill push that we saw in Twister Cup last year from Raid. And we have base A that is almost completely open, making it very hard to cap it. There's so many lines of fire into it that is generally not something that you want to do. And B a little bit more secluded. C has the most cover, but at the same time, all of these bases, once you get into them, it's kind of hard to pull back. But C is probably the one that is hardest, especially if the enemy pushes. And you might not necessarily know until it's too late before you do so. We generally see quite some super heavies on this map, and they do their work very admirably. So after Fort Despair, we get to go to Port Bay. Port Bay looks something like this. You have base A in the harbor, base B on the square in the middle, and base C at the back, which is in a hilly area with a river and the mad corner there. There's a big chunk of rocks between base B and base C. I generally prefer to go into positioning around C and then just work my way from there. In supremacy matches, I always find that I do better that way. And I find that it's easier to get to B from C than it is from A. A is all flat, and with C being the high ground, it is easier to get keep it than to take it. So that is why I generally prefer going there. But we've seen quite a lot of interesting positions, quite a lot of interesting camping positions as well, on mostly the north side for the TDs and potentially bed chats and all of that. And it's a fun map. It's an interesting map. I like that we get it. I like it even more that we have a best of 7 right now, because that just makes it more fair and less situational. So that is the third map that we're going to get, and if we get a tiebreaker, we get to go to... Oh, there's a room invite. Let me accept that first. And I am actually streaming Void versus Premo. So yeah, after I've completely lost it, we get Black Goldfield. Black Goldfield looks like this. You have base A, which is the mat base, base C, which is the heavy base, base B that is in the middle. All these bases have their own little tricky positions where you can potentially cap, but at the same time it can be quite easy to decap as well. But it all depends on where the enemy goes and what they do. We've seen full teams going to the caves only to get pretty much wrecked by those that cap base B and C, but it's also happened the other way around, with people going C and then A and B already being capped and they're not being able to do anything about that. So it's an interesting map for a tiebreaker, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see some epic gameplay today. Like I said, these are the top 4 of the NA server, and they fought hard to get here, and we've already seen some quite epic matches throughout the tournament as far as I've been able to stream them. And I honestly can't wait, so I'm gonna take away the map so that it's not on the screen, so that we don't have a map for half the screen on the screen, because that would be quite useless and quite painful. And we just have to wait. We have 3.5 minutes left to go before we actually see anything actually happening. And I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what happens tonight. These are interesting things. Now everything is coming to a head. We have had the round robins twice. The whole round's about just getting the points and making things happen that way, and forcing the enemy into certain positions. And just, I like this level of gameplay. The higher we get, the more to the top we get, the harder the gameplay, the more interesting the tactics and the team ups, and the harder people fight, I think, because with the round robins you can afford to have 1 or 2 bad days and still make it to the top 4, but in the top 4 you have to really fight for it. So that is why I love doing the whole competitive streams and stuff. It's a lot of fun to do. Like I said, the gameplay is a whole other level, and yeah. So with 2.5 minutes left to go, we have Pramo completely readied up with an AMX 30B, 2 268s, 2 E50Ms, a T22 medium and an IS-7. So that is quite a bit of mobility, and that makes me think that we'll definitely see some desert action with this. But with the lineup that we see appearing on Void side, there's no mistaking that either. I'm pretty sure we will not be seeing a Panzer III there. But they still have 2 minutes to decide on what tanks they want to drive exactly, and readying up for that. Glory just shared in the chat, good thing sniper mode doesn't exist for spectators. To be honest, I'm pretty much the opposite when it comes to spectating. I like having an overview. So I generally tend to stay not with tanks, but just show you the whole situation as much as I can, because I like seeing the battle develop, and that's what I like explaining as to what happens and what needs to happen. So for that, I can't be sniper moding, and I can't be with a certain tank at all times, because I find that is, for me at least, less effective than showing the whole of the battle as much as I can. So with just over a minute left to go, Void has already up with 2 268s, 3 140s, a Batchat, and an IS-4. So both teams have taken a heavy and some TDs and mostly fast tanks. So I'm just making sure that I did not leave the map on. We have less than 1 minute to go. I can't wait, I want to see what happens. And we just have to be patient a little bit longer. To be fair, I do fully understand the 5-minute waiting thing, but I don't think it is really needed. I think less time would be enough, but I think it's more to allow everyone to get cold, get locked into the game on voice and all of that before they actually make the match, basically. And that just gives everyone enough time to get ready. So we have 20 seconds left to go. And everyone is ready. And let's see what happens. Countdown clock is beginning. I'm figuratively on the edge of my seat to see what happens. And here we go. Up and away, we see Glory going in the Batchat towards the middle. He's going to be meeting a lot of people. And we actually see the 140s going to the town, whereas the TDs are coming to the train tracks. And 13 has been spotted, Reich has been spotted. We see lots of damage going in. Reich is not going to be able to live for long, but it is costing Void a lot of HP to take Reich out. We have Tanner arriving now taking a position where he's a bit more secure. Shots being taken though. And lots of shots being taken. Enzyme now also gone. Enzyme took out Even Steven, that's the word I was looking for. Chipotle is now as well. And now, that was a very, very aggressive push. And quite admirable that it worked like that. No one expected that. We have Enzyme not even capping the base. Unique losing HP going there. And this is a very tricky move by Void. Lovely. The Mets now pushing over, wanting to take out these guns. They kind of have no choice. But it's gonna cost them, and they might not even get to live to fight another day. 10-10 taking damage. There goes Unique. I'm not sure why he didn't try to shoot 10-10. 10-10 now gone. Batchat still has a shot left. There goes N13. Rob arriving. The TD's arriving. There goes Tanner. The E50M getting tracked there. The Batchat making his way to safety. The T-22 taking a massive hit. It is 4 versus 2. The Batchat might not survive, but it's gonna cost them pretty much everything. Samuel is gonna die the moment the 268 reloads. Even though you might still get a shot in. There he goes. And now only Enzyme is left. And there he goes. And the first match is for Void. That was one of the quickest matches I've ever seen, but that aggressive gameplay through the middle, that was awesome. Very nice to see, and it definitely worked. It wasn't expected. And even though they lost a ton of HP, and that could have really worked against them, Premo couldn't react fast enough to keep it from happening. And you can see in the damage, there's not even all that much difference. It is, what is it, 4k? Nearly? No, it's just over 4k, but all the same, that's just lovely. So with minute and 20 seconds left to go, we have a complete lineup again for the second match on Desert Sands. And we see a Batchat, 2 268s, an AMX 50B, 2 E50Ms and an IS-4 on Premo's side. And on Void's side we see 2 268s, a pattern, an IS-7, 2 E50Ms, and an IS-4. So this is basically going to be E50M domination, that's the word I was looking for. And we'll see how that holds up. We've seen the E50M being used quite a bit these matches. Not necessarily here, but on all servers. And it works quite well. And I like that the thing has been made more competitive, because usually I remember that the first Twisted Cup it wasn't even considered. You just used the Optic 140 and basically that's it. So we have half a minute left to go. We are ready to go. We just have to wait as per usual. And let's see, 16 seconds, almost time to enter the countdown clock. And here we go, we are ready. Let's see if we see another move like that. And here we go, up and away. And we see the pattern and the E50Ms moving towards base A. Right, going towards the middle again. Tenor there to spot people. And losing some HP straight off. E50M is in a position to shoot the ones at the middle. Nice little bounce on Glory there. And now one of the 268s has been spotted, so he has to be careful. Right, going through the middle, spotting people. More shots happening. Both teams sadly eating away the HP a little bit of the other, but not too much. Void in a nice holding position, Ghost Ranger at the back having been spotted. But he's not being shot. Or now, ooh, that was a big hit into the 268 there. Void now making a push at base A. And they are pulling together as a team. They are not going for the base, they are going for the tanks. And Unique might be in trouble here. But the rest of Pramo is there and they are now caught in a crossfire. There goes Rob. And Pramo is moving in, taking damage. Ooh, Tanner just lost a ton of HP. But M13 is now also out of the equation. And we have Reich at the back, shooting the people in the rear. Even Steven is gone. Tanner's almost gone, but so is the 268. And it's all about the focus fire in this one. They have to work together. E50M trying to take out the 268, but he doesn't manage to land the shot. Cora now gone. And Void has lost 4 guns versus Pramo losing 1. Glory gone. We have a very unhealthy Ghost Ranger here. That is not going to survive this shot. And now we only have Kate left, who's alone against 6. And this is not looking good for them. And the second game is for Pramo. And I think that they wanted to push, but it didn't really commit. And it didn't happen. And they just got caught in a crossfire. So we now move on to the second map, which is Fort Despair. Like I said, it's generally the map of the super heavies. But we only see we see E3s now, as in plural. And we have Pramo using a mouse and an E3. So this is going to be fun to watch as well. I like the firepower. I like seeing what they do on this map, because it's a very small map. And anything can happen, really. But it is 1-1. This is a best of 7 matchup. So the one that reaches 4 victories first is the one that goes through to the upper bracket, and the one that doesn't go through to the lower bracket. But it's not all over that yet, because then they still have a chance to beat whoever loses from Rain to Rain Chaos. And only then does someone get knocked out. So we have Pramo completely readied up with an E3, 3 IS4s, a 268 and 2 113. So that's not even that much armor as I thought I would. No mouse. And we have Void using that armor with not necessarily 3 113s because that doesn't have all that much armor, and a 268. But then you have 2 E3s and a mouse to do just that, and they can be so troll, and it can work out so well on this map. We've seen some quite amazing E3 action, and it's a very strong tank. So with 10 seconds left on the clock, the countdown is starting, and we are ready to go. We are rearing to go. We want to see what happens next. And here we go. And let's see what they do. You see the mouse immediately switching to APCR. Generally, that's something I've also noticed in competitive gameplay. It is better to shoot Premo, do a little bit less damage and make sure that you pen, than it is to use regular ammo and have it bounce. We have the mouse going towards base C. If he's not careful, he's gonna meet a lot of firepower there. But they are waiting to see who goes there. Pretty much all of Premo is going there except for the E3. Whereas we have Void going mostly towards the corner and mostly taking positions at the back. The 2 E3s now pushing into the middle. The mouse having been spotted, dodging a shot by Even Steven. Premo grabbing base C. And Tanner has to be careful because he's on his own there. He has not yet been spotted, but it won't be long and then he's definitely going to be targeted. Premo now pulling back towards the E3. Let's see if he can get a shot in before he's completely rushed. We have Cora now moving in. I think they think he's alone. Well, at the moment he is. But he is a troll tank. The rest of Premo is arriving. Cora is being slaughtered. But he is pulling back. Base A has been kept. Tanner in a position to still make some shots there. And Premo being quite forwards. Ooh, Chipotle just lost a ton of health to those 2 E3s. I'm guessing to the E3s, that is. He just lost a ton of health. There goes Cora, there goes Tantan. But Chipotle and Unique are very low on HP. Shots being taken into the E3s there. There goes Coyote. But we see that Void now has pretty healthy tanks left, whereas Premo has lost quite a ton of health. But they are eating away that health. Tanner taking quite a bit of damage now. Moving in. Enzyme in a troll position, using a corpse there quite nicely. Ghost Ranger almost dead. We have Premo now moving in the middle. Even Steven having to be careful. Because Samuel can take a hit, but even Steven might be in trouble if he does. He should be able to survive it, but still. And now it is 6 versus 3. And we have Premo slowly but surely moving in. Focusing now on the E3. E3 getting ready to take a shot. And only one of those 2 shots penned Samuel. There goes Reich, taken out by Glory. Samuel moving in. With the low HP people they have, they need to be careful though. Glory still relatively healthy in the 268. Premo now taking base B. We are at nearly 800 points. Glory making a move. Even Steven having repositioned himself. There goes the mouse. And it's so important for Glory to make the kill shots, but the chances of him making this are very unlikely. I'm gonna take you behind so that we see more of what's ahead of him. It is 5 tanks, and even though they don't have all that much health, Premo doesn't have to do anything. They have the bases. They have by far the point advantage. They don't need to do anything. And they're content to just wait, and now Glory is moving in, and now shots are being fired. And they're moving in, but we are already at 1k points. And the battle is over. And I like, it was sort of like a bait move with the leaving Tanner with the e3 like that. And just inviting Void to try and rush him. And that worked out really well. So we have the second map on second match on Fort Despair. Tanks being changed a little bit. We have now Void readying up in the 113, 2 IS4s, 2 E3s, a T57 heavy and a mouse. And Premo completely readied up with, let's see, 1 E3, 1 mouse, 1 268, 2 113s, a T62A and an IS4. But we still 1 minute left to go. We have to be a little bit patient before we get the actual match. I'm seeing people asking about the coins due to technical difficulties on the EU and the RU server. Basically, Wargaming decided not to do the coin thing altogether. So I believe that no one gets coins anymore. So in half a minute we get to see the next match, the fourth game of this matchup. And we'll get to see who wins this one. Because I don't think Void is going to be tempted to go into a trap like that again. Not sure if it was an intentional trap, but that's how it worked out. And here we go. Enzyme still in the wintry mood. And we go up, up and away. And we see Void focusing now on base C side. With Cade in the IS4 moving the other way. And we have Premo focusing a little bit on both sides. And those 113s will not like meeting the people that they might meet at C. But they are going up the ramp to see who is there, and I think that's a better call. Cora moving in, getting base C. Both 113s have been spotted. We have Enzyme. That seems to be pulling back a little bit now. And basically Void just got a free cap. Tanner moving back. Basically Premo is pulling back together towards base C. As Void is pulling out of it. Leaving the mouse to defend it. And now the pressure will be on Premo because they don't have a base. So any time that they don't get the base means that Void gets more points. And they are ready for whenever Premo decides to try and take base C. We have the T57 heavy to get crossfire into the more secluded parts. We have the E3 now moving in towards base C. They are holding, they know the mouse is there now. Cora going up the middle, Coyote Tango repositioning himself. And we have Enzyme moving into cap and steal the base. The mouse using a nice bit of HE there. Don't think Enzyme is gonna get away with it, so he pulls back. Wasting the mouse adrenaline really. But I can't really let this go on. T57 heavy is ready for whoever gets spotted there. The T62A turning around. Potentially to go either base B or base A. Not knowing that there are IS4s there. He has been spotted now though. We have the mouse moving in. Unique losing a ton of HP going there. Not surprised the mouse losing HP. The T57 heavy losing HP. Base C now quickly being stolen, but it's costing them quite a bit of HP to do so. And there goes the base. But the mouse is now in trouble. He's basically left alone. quite a bit risk being taken by Premo, but they do have the base, but I'm not sure if it's gonna make much of a difference if they're gonna lose tanks. The mouse now getting some help from the E3. Big hit into Coyote Tango there. Gonna take you all to a different angle so that we see a bit more of what's going on. Massive shots going on. Reich almost dead. Premo making a push. Void pushing up behind it. And they are definitely in trouble. Enzyme turning around. Reich not living to tell the tale. Samuel losing HP. Basically, Void has a definite HP advantage of 2k now. And they need to really focus fire. There goes Coyote. There goes Samuel. Premo has lost 2 guns so far. Tanner is not far behind, but Cora goes a split second before that. E3 getting tracked. Even Steven killing off Rob. It is 4 versus 4, but still the HP advantage is definitely in Void's side. We have the E3 that is completely reloaded, waiting for a shot into the mouse. Unique still alive somehow, but that's not gonna last for much longer. Ooh, but that miss, and he gets to live another moment. The E3 turning around to not even face the T62A. They want that mouse out of the way. Even Steven is not looking good health-wise either. T62A now in trouble. There goes the E3, there goes Unique, and even Steven has barely any health left himself. And he is versus 3 tanks. They are capping the base, and Kate shoots him. And it's over. And the match is for Void. So it's going up quite evenly, which makes this all the more fun to commentate on. And HP wise this didn't... I think the mouse and Unique moving in like that is what cost them the game. Because it was a bit too aggressive. It cost them so much HP, especially Unique just going there. Not careful at all. Cost him tons of HP. So we have just over a minute left to go before we see the 5th match of this matchup. We have Premo completely ready up with an AMX 30B, a 268, a VK, an IS-4, an IS-7 and 2 T22 mediums. And we have Void readied up with 3 140s, a mouse, an IS-4 and 2 AMX 50Bs. We are moving to Port Bay as a map. No real pressure yet on either side, mainly because they still have at least 2 games before anyone can get a victory point. And like I said, that makes commentating on matches like these all the more fun. Because the more matches with competitive gameplay like this, the happier I am. "24 seconds left to go before we go into the match. Again, not all that big a map. The action place where we see most of the action is definitely quite small here. Mostly we've been seeing teams going towards base C. But there have been some excellent camping positions and camping moves really. With tanks staying at the back, getting lines of fire into base C, especially from the north spawn. And here we go. Lots of orange camo. Void making a move towards base C, with Kate going towards the middle more. Possibly to overlook base B. And we have Premo going directly to the C side. They're gonna meet some AMXs and Object 140s there. And I wonder how this crossover is gonna go, because they're gonna get spotted and those AMXs will be in a position to already shoot them. AMX taking quite a bit of damage. The AMX 30B that is. 1 T22 hanging back. Getting those shots into the AMX, but it does barely any damage. And we have the T22 and the AMX that are basically now in a bit of a precarious position, as they can't really take the corner with all those Object 140s there. We have Premo taking positions around base C. We see Void repositioning themselves a little bit. The AMX is pulling back as they reload their clips. The mouse in a position to hold. The VK in a position to hold against the mouse. Mouse getting shot a little bit there. Shots going into the Object 140 on the other side. And now we have the T-22s together with the AMXs moving in. There goes Coyote. Cora is probably the next in line. And they are just waiting to reload. Glory is losing some HP. Tanner does not get to tell the tale. But the Reich is... Ooh, that was a troll bounce. Tanner has been taken care of. But Void has lost 3 tanks in this. 10 tank going down. Chipotle capping the base. Taking some damage for that. Even Steven now gone. There goes Glory. It is a 5 versus 2. This is not looking good for Void. Unique still alive somehow. It's not gonna last much longer. He is pulling back to stay alive. And we have the rest moving in. Kate being the more juicy targeted first. And now just leaving Ghost Ranger to absorb a lot of shots. And you can angle as much as you want against 5 tanks. That is quite impossible. And now there is some pressure on Void, because with Premo having 3 victories, that means they only need 1 more to win this matchup. Whereas Void needs to win the next 2 games in order to win the matchup. And Premo has 2 games to win just 1. I generally like going for tiebreakers, so I'm all for more games. But I understand, of course, that that is not what these teams want. They just want the victory. But if whoever loses this matchup, it is not over yet. You still have the lower bracket to go through. And we see Void completely readied up with a Chieftain MK6, a Grill, 2 IS4s, a 113, a Batchet and a 140. And we see Premo has readied up. We still see some tanks being changed on Void's side now. Premo is ready with an IS7, a Mouse, a 268, an IS4, another 268 and the 2 T-22 mediums. And on Void's side we now have a Chieftain MK6, the Grill, the 2 IS4s, a 113, a Batchat and a T-62A. We still have 50 seconds left to go though, and it's quite fun because now I'm talking about the next matchup, and you're seeing the end of not even the last game but the game before that. And it's just... this is like having a front row seat to an epic matchup, and I love that. So 25 seconds left to go. We are ready to go to the second match on Port Bay. Like I said, the pressure is on Void to win these next 2 battles, whereas Premo has to win 1 out of 2 games. But anything can still happen. These 2 teams seem pretty evenly balanced against each other. And I quite like that. And here we go. Let's see what they do and where they go. My tank is literally going up in smoke there. And we see Void focusing on the city side, looks like, this time. Leaving base C for what it is, whereas Premo is focusing on that. And the Grill being pushed by the Batchat into a rocky position. This is a nice position for the Grill to be in. So that's a new one. The Chieftain making its way to base C. The T-62A probably going to base A. Base A is completely unprotected. Base B potentially so, but Chipotle is there. Premo taking base C. We're gonna see some fireworks there. Reich having been spotted. And I wonder how long that Grill's gonna stay unspotted. Grill just shot though. He has been spotted. And we see shots going into the Grill now, but he is going down literally not figuratively. And Primo has a base, and Void has a base. But Reich did lose quite some HP. Spoiling that grill, and the grill is still there, so he has to be careful. He is repositioning himself behind the bridge, which I think is a good goal. We have Glory versus the mouse at the back, with the T62A there present as well. That shot missing can be very vital. We have even Steven arriving to do some damage, but he has to be able to shoot the targets first. Chipotle in a lot of trouble now. He is definitely being targeted, and that makes sense, because he can't angle himself towards 3 hole positions. There goes Chipotle. Big hit into the Batchat though, but Premo has lost the gun. We see Premo pulling back. They're going after the Batchat, but the Batchat is still alive. Enzyme taking some massive hits there. Reich moving in. Chipotle, well, he was already dead. Tanner just lost a ton of HP. He's not gonna live for much longer. There goes Glory though. And we have the T62A. Ooh, that was a big hit into Enzyme. Tanner is now gone. And they will need to take out these tanks quite quickly. Enzyme almost dead. But they have to take it out. And now both T22s are a one-shot. And Reich is just pushing into it, bullying it. And he gets killed for it. And now it is 5 versus 4. But Void has a definite point advantage. There goes even Steven. It is 5 versus 3. Enzyme in a lot of trouble. And I'm gonna take you over to this little bit here. Tanks being completely destroyed. The grill arriving. Unique pulling back. Potentially to see if he can HE the grill. 10-10 moving into the way though, to avoid that happening, and the shot does not connect. And Unique is gone. Enzyme having barely any HP left and now killed. And we go for the tiebreaker. It is now 3-3. So we go to the 4th map for the tiebreaker. We get to go to Canyon. And I quite like that it's quite evenly going up. Like I said, these two teams are pretty balanced against each other. And I love that. That makes for such interesting battles. And I like that the score for those watching is currently 2-2. Well, we are at 3-3. We have Void almost completely ready with a 113, 2 Batchats, and potentially 4 IS4s, but we don't know yet about Ghost Ranger. One of the Batchat just pretty much a lot of people have just unreadied. And we see tanks being changed. Pramo though is completely ready with 2 E50Ms, 2 Patents, 2 AMX50Bs and a Batchat. And Void seems to have decided on 2 AMX50Bs, a Batchat, 3 113s and an IS4. So with 40 seconds left to go, we are excited, well at least I am excited about this tiebreaker on Canyon. Again, base A that is in a bunch of buildings, base C that is in the upper right corner. You can get shots into B from C and you can get shots into B from A. And we have base B that is on a little hill, and basically that is mostly good for troll caps, because it can be quite deadly to go there, as you can get shots from so many angles. But we have seen it happen before, that they're not even trying to cap it, but they're just troll capping it. And here we go, the deciding match between these two titans. And here we go, up and away. We have the Batchat going through to base A potentially. The rest of Void going to base C. Base B being neglected. No, it's actually Coyote goes to base B. That would make more sense. Premo making an aggressive push here. Spotting people early. The E50Ms have to be careful though. Tanner losing a ton of HP before being so aggressive. Not sure why he did that. Samuel turning around, potentially to go to base A. But Premo now has to be a lot more careful. Void capping base C, Tanner losing more HP. They're getting caught in the crossfire. Cade now moving in. Basically the E50Ms there are in a terrible position and they're bleeding HP. They're now being rushed. And there's not much Premo can do about it. We see Tenten losing HP now. Chipotle going after the Batchat. Not sure why he kept from ramming the Batchat because it is a Batchat. Chipotle now in trouble, getting focused, pulling back. Not sure if he's gonna survive that though. He might still kill the Batchat. He does not, but we have a Batchat arriving. There goes Chipotle. Premo has lost 3 guns. Void has lost 2. They are going after Unique. Cora still having 2 shots left, 1 more. And that all to do is, there he goes. And it is 5 versus 3. With a 5 versus 2, with only Samuel having enough HP to do pretty much anything, but that's not gonna withstand this. Batchat ram happening. And there goes the Batchat. And that means that Void wins the tiebreaker and they are through to the upper bracket. And Premo is through to the lower bracket. And those 2 E50Ms in that position, meeting those opponents with the Batchat also behind them. Oof. So let's see if we have a result for the other matchup yet. Rain beat Rain Chaos. 4-1. So now we got Rain versus Void and we got Premo versus Rain Chaos. And whoever loses between Rain Chaos and Premo is knocked out of the tournament. But we still, I think, have about, what is it, 35 minutes left before we see the next matchup. Let me just check. Again, I don't know if I have the upper bracket or the lower bracket, but I would assume that I have Premo versus Rain Chaos now. Waiting for this to load. It does start at 10 past. It means that we have 35 minutes, and I've got some replays for you to show you then. So let's see what I have for you. And let's start off with a nice little Leo game, shall we? And then with the paw print camo. In the meantime, I am taking the luxury of having a bit of a drink. Well, that is lemonade, but still. Because all this talking is making my throat quite dry. And then going into a spotting position behind the bush there, but there's no one actually there, at least can't spot all that much. The team is splitting up, most going towards B, then not sure which way he wants to go. People have been spotted though. We see the E100 taking tons of damage. And now people are arriving, well at least the Leo is arriving at base A. Base B is being captured by the enemy. And then now cheekily taking base A. They kind of have to because you don't want the enemy to have a base advantage. And there goes the E100. Nice cheeky shot there. He does get spotted for it, so he has to be careful. Yege moving in. Nice. That's a cheeky shot. I like it. But the team does have has lost 2 tanks now. That was not really useful. The DS moving up. Getting shot for his efforts quite badly. The other Yege moving. Not sure where he's going, but he's getting shot for it. Yege landing a nice shot into the AMX there. And then finishing him off. Yege getting shot. DS now dead. Not sure what that Yege is doing. AMX 50B not being happy. Yege making a move. Taking a big hit from the Yege. And now he's just a 1 shot. And then taking a bit more damage there. It is 4 versus 3. They have the point advantage. But they will have to be a little bit careful there. And then not entirely certain which way he wants to go. He knows where some of them are. Or at least where they were. IS-7 being spotted again. Grill now in the middle. And then is repositioning. Enemy Leo making a move. Holding back there, which is a very good call. Grill making a move as well. Taking a shot from the grill. And now Dan has to be extra careful because of that Leo behind him. And the grill versus grill action here. Grill is now dead though. Leo coming up around. But Dan has some friends. He's still alive. Don't ask how, but he is. The grill turning around now. Potentially gonna catch the Leo. IS-7 arriving. And Dan pulling back. Yege moving in. Nice shot by Dan, and there goes the Leo. Now with 905 points, 910. We only have the IS-7 left. But then it's a 1 shot. The Yege is not looking too healthy. Only the AMX, but he's still reloading his clip. Nice little shot there. Toxic camper. I think we should be glad with that we don't see what the enemy said. And there he goes. 4 kills, 4k damage. Nicely done. $1,527 basic XP. 745 supremacy points. That is quite a bit. Nice little teamwork there with the grill. Of course this doesn't show up because I'm on the NA account, so... And this happened on the EU. So we still have about 25 minutes left to go before the match, which means that I have 20 minutes to show you some more stuff. And let's see what I have. I did just got sent a PM with a replay. So let's show you that one as well. And then we'll find some other ones for you to watch. This, by the way, is the same guy that did 10k damage in the M60 because the game broke. And that left everyone AFK but him, because he could reload into the game. But because the game broke, he does not have the replay of it, but we do have the screenshots, and that was quite epic. I would have loved to see that replay, to be honest. So this is not supremacy, so anything can happen, anything can go. The plane just crashed, literally. And we see first tanks appearing. And he has to be careful there because he has been spotted. I do like this camo though, it looks so good on the tank. And we're repositioning. But he has to be careful with so many potential campers. E100 arriving. Sue taking a shot and bouncing on him. That did hurt though. And now he's lost both, used both his kits. So he has to be careful. That shot bounced. We had the AMX at the back going for the DS. That shot the rock. KPF making a move. Nice little reverse action here, but ooh, that's a nice bounce to get. That not so much. E100 at the back already. Nice little bounce. That was quite troll. He's being so forwards, not using really any cover, but managing to get bounces. That is just lovely. KPF in trouble. E100 moving in, missing. Object 140 arriving. Their own KPF there. And there goes the Iberian one. The S is still behind there though, so that is a very good reason as to why they are not pushing. Sue now gone. E100 is there, but he has a Death Star behind him, so they have to be careful with that. KPF taking a shot. And the E100 is in definite trouble now. 2.4k damage done. 2 kills. Taking a big hit from the E100 though. DS at the back. Nice little fire. And it takes him out. But they have to be careful of that DS there. But the E100 corpse definitely helps with that. The KPF is not so lucky though. And it is 5 versus 4, but look at the HP on the other side. Three versus 3 all of a sudden. And our guy taking a position behind, but now is getting focused on. But he might be able to get some shots into the DS there. Into the Yege there, sorry. Yege pulling back. That missed though, he has to be careful. But he has a friend. That is now dead. But it did cost him a shot. Nice little tracking shot there. 2 more shots all to do it. That is a bounce though, and that's not what you want. There we go. 1 more shot needed. He goes down to the beach. We are 4.2k into it. The DS is steadily coming. The Yege is there. And you do not want to be in the line of fire of either Yege or DS. Object 140 being sneaky, but he does take a big hit there. And our guy has to go all the way through the beach to get up again. And we don't know where the DS is right now. He does kill off the E50. Nicely done. Yete taking a shot now. E50 very unhappy with this result. Not sure where the DS went. But I think we're about to find out with the Object 140 going in like that. They don't know where he is. Object thinks he's there. So they sort of split up to see if he's actually there. Because you can't shoot both of them. But he's not there. The question is, where is he? He can one-shot both, but he can only shoot once at a time. There's not enough time to really cap unless they cap together, but that makes it too alluring. So they just need to find out where he went. I don't think he would have gone back to the corner. But the question is, where is he then? We are 4.6k damage into it. 4 kills. Less than 1 minute left. They can potentially cap, but they have to cap together. There we go. DS has been spotted. They are repositioning themselves. If he shoots, he has to make it count. First shot being taken. And he can't make the shot like this. Our guy using the plane very nicely. And now he misses, and that is the end for the DS. They can just do it together. And hopefully the Object 140 will be nice enough to give the D62 the kill. He did not do that, but he did get the kill. Five kills, 5.7k damage. Very nice game. Quite lovely to see. We still have 20 minutes left to go, so I'm gonna find you some other replays. Let's see what I have in store. Discord is loading quite slowly right now. Yeah, I think I'll show off this one then. In the meantime, it is nearly 4 AM here. I have to admit. Sorry, I am a little bit tired. But I like the opportunity of doing this. Not sure what's going on here. Here we go. Thought for a moment the game was crashing. This is a game that I've been having, well, at least not the game, this is a tank I've had a love-hate relationship with. There are periods in time where I do really well in it, and periods where I absolutely suck in it. Rear-mounted turrets are not my strong suit. Melgo's miraculously avoiding getting hit by that, but he has to be careful of anyone that is camping in the usual camping spots on the other side. He does take a shot there, but it's not by the DS, so it does quite a bit of less damage than that. He doesn't fix it yet. Their team now capping base B. Blind shot going in there. Not sure if that did anything. But their team now have a base advantage. KPF now being a juicy target. Oh, I've shown it before. I'm not sure if I showed it on the NA stream, but I have a match in the Jaeger that is just absolutely lovely. Only thing is that if I have shown it, I'm not sure how I should show it again. It is a really epic Yay match though, and so lovely forwards and cheeky and just awesome like that. VK moving in, now in a position to get shot by Maddox. And the Yay was my first tier 10, and I love the sound of the gun, and it's just so forward and it's cheeky and it has troll armor and all of it. I really, really like it. Bouncy bounce. Both teams have lost a tank now. I don't get why. That's what I thought. Why you weren't shooting Premo. But now he does. And they take out the VK. The IS-7 is making a move there. Not sure why he's being that forward. That is not really smart, but okay. And I wonder if they're gonna grab the base. Looks like it. The E50M is. Maddox isn't. He's just gonna go through. We still don't know where the DS is. Now we do. IS-7 being focused on. There we go. Nice little fire there. E100 taking a shot. Base B being stolen. There goes the waffle. Not sure what this DS is doing, putting back into the line of fire like that. Nice bounce. Now the FV making it even easier to shoot him. And now he's pulling back out of the line of fire. That WZ still being alive is not a good thing. He does kill the DS though. But now they have to work together. They have a point advantage, but it's not gonna last all that long with the enemy having 2 bases. Maddox moving into the middle. Cheeky shot there, 4.6k damage in. I like the teamwork between these two. And Maddox is gonna go in and cap base B, I'm guessing. More to push corpses, but they kinda need that base. E100 making a move. He's shooting HE, oh my god. E50 rising. He basically wants to make sure they get the base first. E50 still alive. E100 now turning around. They are finishing him off together. We are 5.1k damage in. And I wonder who gets the kill. Maddox takes it, even though it is declining the top gun from the E50M. But I think they work together very nicely. Nice little ace here. 5.3k damage. 104 supremacy points. Only a little bit with capping. Second class for the E50M. So we have about 7 minutes left to go. So let's see if I can find you that Yege play, because that was just lovely. I should be able to show you that before we get the next match. And especially since you were talking about the Yege. Like I said, I might have shown it before. I'm not entirely certain. But it's just such a fun match, and it's just so cheeky, and this is how I love the Yege being played. Oh, why is it not showing up? It's not even in here. I hate it when it does this. Here we go. Or not. Come on then, just show it. Here we go. Like I said, I might have shown this before. I hope you will enjoy seeing it again because it's just an epic game and I love it. I'm always one to say that TDs aren't made for camping. And this goes to show exactly why. TDs are just great fun. And why you don't have to hold back for it or with them. Cheeky shot there. I like that he's being so forwarded. This whole game is just being forward. And that's why I love it. Another shot, even though it's only HE, does nearly 500 damage. I also like the banter in this game, even though I think the E100 is pretty serious. Whereas our guy really isn't. E100 there, but it shoots the rock. Like I said, a little banter going on. Object 140 not being happy. And this is something I also like, this move. Because you see him pushing up. And you see the E100 and the tortoise being spotted. And they are looking in his direction. But then his teammate is moving in and they turn, and that allows the Yege to move in free from harm. To do an epic little thing. Which makes me love this even more. Look at that. That is just so evil, I love it. PTA dying, but so does the E4. Our Yege ramming. Nice little hit there. Does take some damage for it, but we're already 5.6k damage in. And we have a waffle. Let's see how that goes for the waffle. 1.1k damage, one shot. Love it. We are 6k damage into it. The tortoise has just been killed. Waffle is pretty much being ignored. We still have a E100 that was quite salty before. And what happens next is definitely going to make him even more salty. Yege gets spotted now, so he pulls back. He tracks, he fixes, and that is the end of the E100. And we are 7.6k damage into it. E100 being unhappy. And he switches to HE. Moves in, wanting to get the kill, but he doesn't get it. But we still have 7.6k damage, which is awesome. And I think we are just in time for the room invite popping up pretty soon. Look at this. It's lovely. This is how I like playing a TD. Not YOLO, but very forwards. So like I said before, I'm not entirely sure which team up I'm getting. I think I'm gonna get the lower bracket. And that would mean that we get the maps as follows. We get Canal, which looks like this. You have the base closest to the spawn, base C and base B of their respective spawns. Base A in the corner with a lot of camping positions around it. Base D, which is considered the med base. Personally, I always prefer to go to either the base closest to my spawn or base D, because I find the positioning around there works for me a lot better than they do around A. After Canal, we go on to Rockfield, which looks like this. You have base A in the hilly area, base C on the elevated hilly area on the other side, base B in the middle. Lines of fire possible into all bases. Base B, if you can cap it, it is a very cheeky cap to have. Base A, the most protected with the bunker, but there's possibility of getting HE'd from the other side near C, especially from the ramp there, but people have to expose themselves quite badly on that ramp to get that shot. There is the room invite. We are gonna see who we have. We have Void versus Rain, and we actually both have the upper bracket. Okay. So we do not get these maps, we get the... we get to go to Dynasty's Pearl first. So I'm gonna go there. This is what Dynasty's Pearls look like. You have base A in the city, base B between the buildings, and base C in the park. All bases are pretty hard to get depending on where the enemy is, but if you can get them, they are also fairly easy to hold. I personally prefer going to the base C area because I feel that it's easier to manipulate the battle from there. But then I am speaking from random battle perspective, and as this is a team battle perspective, anything can happen really. After Dynasty's Pro, we go to pretty much my favorite map, which is Faust. Faust looks like this. You have 4 bases. You have base C and D close to their respective spawns. Base B in the middle, base A the med base. Pretty much anything can happen. With all the tunnels and the hill and the bridges and everything, it makes this one of the most fun maps around, in my opinion, and I just love it. So after Faust, we go to Naval Frontier, which looks like this. You have base C, which is pretty much the med base. Base A and B that are fairly close together. Base E on an elevated plateau though. And lines of fire possible in all bases. We've seen very cheeky caps of pretty much all bases happening. And it will be fun to see what they do here, because there's so many possibilities. We've seen Leos in epic position. We've seen Grills in pretty epic positions. And I'm curious to see where they will go. And if after that it's still not decided, we get a tiebreaker on Black Goldfield, which looks like this. We've seen it in Dan's replay earlier. Base A, which is the med base, base C the heavy base, and base B in the middle of the road there. All bases, lots of lines of fire into it. Base C the most secluded, but also the most harder to get into the rest of the battle from. So those are the maps that we're going to be seeing. Every team has readied up with, well, only Moa is not readied up yet. With 2.5 minutes left to go, we see Void ready with 4 IS-4s, an E3, and potentially 2 mice for Dynasty's Pearl. Dynasty's Pearl, because it's a very small waffle, I have a feeling that's not going to happen. Technically he could do that, but I would be very surprised if he did. But this is a map that invites heavies because it's so small, and because the bases are relatively close together, especially B and C. And we see on the other side, we see 3 IS-4s, an E3, a T-22 medium, a mouse, and a Jaeger. Jaeger we've just seen, absolutely lovely. And we have 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go before we go into the match. And I'm very curious to see what they will do if the waffle is actually going into battle. That would surprise me, to be honest. But hey, whatever floats your boat, I guess. There he goes, he's unreadying. I think he's changing into a tier 10 tank now. He's going back to the mouse. I think that's a better call. Basically, I would be very surprised if anyone in these matchups did not take a tier 10, because there's a reason they're tier 10s and they're generally stronger and better than their tier 9 counterparts. But it could be that there are specific reasons why you would take a tier 9. I can think of potentially a T30, for instance. I think that has been done before, not necessarily this tournament, but earlier tournaments. And we still have 35 seconds left to go before we go into the match and we see the first match on Dynasty's Pearl. Everyone is ready now, and we are waiting somewhat patiently to go enter the battle. 20 seconds left. I just want to see what happens. We enter the countdown stage. We are ready. I did not leave a map on the screen. I am ready up. And here we go. Let's see what happens with these lineups. And we see Void focusing entirely on the seaside, whereas Rain seems to be focusing a bit on the middle and the right side. The Ice 4 is making a move towards the back. The Mouse heading towards the middle more. I wonder if Ghost is going to go straight into the cap or wait for it. No, he is going up the hilly area there. Tanks being spotted, the Mice both pulling back. Base A being kept quite fast by Rain, and that will mean they have a base advantage. Cody Tank are now moving in to get base B. Base C also being kept. Shots going into base C. We saw a blind shot there. Well, not actually a blind shot, but it didn't pen. And now Void might have two bases, and that will put the pressure on Rain again. E3 and the Mouse trying to move in, but they're being held back by the Mice. Base B being kept again. Shots going into the IS-4s here. T22 not been spotted yet. But they are trying to shoot that E3. Void did manage to grab base B though, so they mostly have to hold. They are pulling back a little bit more into cover. TJ moving in a little bit. The Mice holding, preparing for a push, which might not come from that angle. They are pulling back together. TJ having been spotted. Shot by the Yege going over. Dragon Creek taking some damage there. But so does the E3. And they are expecting a push from the direction. Ooh, that was a massive hit into the E3 there. Cheeky shot by the Yege. But the pressure will be on Rain to do something, because with Void now at 700 points, it is vital that stuff happens. The E3 just lost quite a bit of health. Damage is being done all around now though. Rob pulling back wisely. Fishy moving around. And a push will have to be made. The Mouse now moving in. They don't really have a choice. The E3 moving in with Glory taking a ton of damage there. Rain moving in. Focusing on the Mouse. Leaving the E3, which is more at the back. They are grabbing base B, but then they will still have to make a move. There goes the E3 finally. He survived for way longer than I thought he would. Cora being targeted by the IS-4. IS-7 leaving it. There goes Nike. And now we have the IS-4 and moving up behind the other mouse. There he goes. Glory is out of the equation. Hated Faith is almost dead. I don't think it's gonna survive this. There we go. Both teams have lost 2 guns. They are recapping base B. And we are 800 points in, 900 points in. 10-10 almost gone. TJ taking another shot. There goes a Propanda. Basically the points are going up. And now TJ is capping base B, C, which is a very good call, I think. Because you want to avoid them getting any points. They have to make sure that base is not capped. And they have to take out the guns. TJ almost dead. He's in a tricky position here. Ghost Ranger going after TJ. He's a one-shot now, so he has to be careful. Shots fired. Ooh, but he still goes. And the game is for Void. That was a very, very, very close call. Absolutely awesome game. Love it when it's this close. And we see Void almost completely readied up for the second match on Dynasty's Pearl. With 2 mice, 2 IS-4s. 3, sorry, maybe even 4. And an E3. There we go. 2 mice, 4 IS-4s and an E3. And Rain still deciding on a lineup. But we see them readying up with pretty much the same lineup that they had before. They still have just over a minute to ready up. And then we get to see what they do. One minute left to go. Only TJ has not yet readied up. And he goes for an IS-4 instead of the T22 medium. And we just have to wait a little bit patiently. That Yege back in the spawn was quite a brilliant move, even though he did die in the end. He got quite some shots in. And he was basically a very good distraction. So I quite like that. "15 seconds left to go. We are rearing to go. We want to see what goes on. And let's see what happens. Second match on Dynasty's Pearl. Here we come. Up, up and away. Let's see what Void does. Void is focusing primarily on the base C side now. And Rain is pretty much doing the same thing, but the IS-4 is going to the middle. And I wonder if they're gonna try and cheeky cap base B again, like they did before. Coyote Tango might be doing that. Glory going into the middle together with Cora, I think. People have been spotted. They are not gonna be able to get that cap as easily as before. But they are gonna cap base C, whereas base A is being kept by Rain. No one is getting base B just yet. People have been spotted. The mice are pulling back. Or at least Cora is. Some shots being fired, no damage being done yet aside from the shot into TJ. Blind shot into the spawn there. They are expecting the Jaeger to be there, and he is there, but just not where exactly they are expect him to be. TJ keeping people spotted. Not much happening. Glory losing some HP now. And he is pulling back. Taking you a bit higher to see a more overview. I like showing you an overview, as I think that explains more about what happens in the battle. Fishy going back through the spawn, potentially to get a position near where 1010 is now. Yege ready to fire some shots if he only has a target. The mice slowly moving into the middle. They might be going for a cheeky cap. Glory losing more HP. Dragon Creek also going back to the spawn. I think Rain is getting ready for a push. Void has a tiny point advantage. They hit the point a tiny bit faster than Rain does. And that means it will be on Void to make a move, to have something happen. E3 now pulling back. Yege moving in. Nike getting ready at base B, I believe. He has been spotted though. Tantan in position to get some shots in. But it does not pen. Yege has moved into the city. TJ keeping people spotted. So does Coyote. We see the IS-4, the E3 and the mouse moving at the back. Gloria now moving at the front. Nike could be in a lot of trouble here. Nike moving into base B. Both teams are making a move at the same time. Nike's gonna be absolutely slaughtered here with a mouse and the E3 on one side. Rain is moving in. TJ just took a massive hit. Mo is moving in. Base C is being ignored right now. They have to take the tanks out of the equation. Hated Fate lost a lot of HP. He is being absolutely deleted. And we enter the brawl stage. 10-10 too strong is the first one to go. There goes Hated Fate. Void coming out of the middle there. There goes Nike. He survived longer than I thought he would. Shots going into the E3 there. And there goes Rob. Both teams have lost 2 tanks now. And it's all about the focus fire. TJ is next on the list. Important shots not hitting the target right. There goes TJ. It's all about the guns. Dragon Creek next. Coyote Tango is being targeted. There goes Coyote. Both teams have lost 3 tanks now. It's about the focus fire. It is 4-4. But it can go every which way. Dragon Creek basically not being able to get the shot in. So he shoots someone else and that might have cost him the game. It is 3-3. But Void has a slight disadvantage HP wise. It's not all that much though. E3 now being targeted. They are going for the IS-4. And the IS-4 is almost out of the equation. And then we will have left 2 mice to contend with. The E3 being focused on as well. And I'm not sure why they didn't shoot the E3. The mouse now being shot as well. Glory being targeted. The E3 goes down. But HP wise, it is not all that different. There goes the mouse. It is now 2 versus 1. And the mouse pens, but Rain has a point advantage now. As long as they survive. And it looks like they will be doing just that. Mouse versus mouse, but we hit 1k and the point is for Rain. What a game. The way that Void just poured out of the middle like that. Loved it. And we move on to the second map. Faust. I love Faust. I like how Faust is just so much fun. It is 1-1. There's no real pressure yet. First one to reach 4 victories is through to the grand finals. And the one that loses is through to the lower bracket semi-finals. So nothing has been lost yet. If you lose this one, you can still fight your way back to the finals. And we see Void now ready in 3 AMX-50Bs to 3 113s and an IS-7. So that is a lot of firepower, but once those AMXs have emptied their clips, they have to wait quite a bit before they can be as effective before. But we have seen AMX trolls with letting the enemy expect that they still have shots left when they don't. And on Rain's side we see 2 mice, an E3, 2 IS-4s and 2 140s. So that is quite a not so mobile setup, but with the 140s they can make it work. And as they are the only ones with mets, I think we're gonna see a base A cap there, but I'm not entirely certain, of course, because these are team battles and anything can happen. So 15 seconds left to go. We are ready to go into the battle. I'm making sure that I have nothing on the screen except for what's supposed to be there. We enter the countdown clock. I am ready to go. I am rearing to go. I want to see what happens. And here we go. So let's see what they do, where they go, which bases are getting kept. We go up and away. We have the AMXs going behind base C. No one is actually going into base C by the looks of it, aside from maybe the IS-7. But they seem to be ignoring that altogether and going for quite an aggressive gameplay. Rain not going for the base either, it looks like. People are being spotted early. Void pushing through. But no one is at base D. I'm gonna take you up and behind them. Dragon Creek losing the first HP. And they are stealing base D, which is a very, very cheeky move. But it is costing the 113 quite a bit of HP. The AMX is now moving in together, wanting to empty their clips into the same target. And they are focusing on Fishy. But Rain isn't just letting that happen. AMX is losing a ton of HP doing it. And this is basically a brawl. We have the E3 now moving in. 2 tanks and 1 tank lost. 2 tanks on both sides now. Object 140 now arriving. The one Mo being targeted. He's not gonna live for much longer. The Object 140 not shooting the 113. But he does take out Coyote. Ghost Ranger still alive, but that's not gonna last for long. It is now 4 versus 3. And Kate is almost dead. This was a very aggressive push, but it didn't work out as expected. E3 still alive. Kate still alive somehow. AMX now on the long reload, running away. Being chased by the 140. And being met by the 140 on the other side. He is still reloading. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get another shot in. Nice little ram there. I think he might just get a shot, but no. His royal fatness kills him off before. And that was a very quick game. Let's look. Just over 2 minutes. I like the aggressive push, but I think Rain was not far enough from each other yet that it had the desired result, because they pulled back together quite nicely and quite fast. And we see Void now changing their lineup. We go... Well, tanks are still being changed, so I'm not going to call it just yet. We still have a minute and a half left to go before they have to have decided which tank they're going to drive. I am going to take a little bit of a drink first, because I find my throat is quite itchy. And we see Void now readied up with 4 IS-4s, a Batchat, a 140, a Mouse and an E3. And Rain still deciding what they're gonna drive, but they still have 55 seconds left before they have to have decided. Again, no real pressure just yet. The one that reaches the 4th victory first is the one that wins. And we are only at 1 and 2 for that. And we see Rain now ready up with 2 IS-4s, 2 AMX 50Bs, a 140, a Mouse and a 268. So with 23 seconds left to go, we are ready. And I can't wait. I love matches like this, it's just so exciting. And here we go. And let's see what's going on. There goes my Fury Corpse into thin air. And we see most of Void now going towards base A and towards the middle, with the Batchat going to take base D. Rain on the other hand grabbing base C soon and going more towards the middle as well, with Hated Fate waiting at the back. No one contesting base A. I wonder if he's gonna go straight in. Blind shots being taken, but no damage being done. Blind shots being taken by both sides, that is. Both teams have a base, but Void has a tiny point advantage here. And I wonder what we're gonna see next, if anyone is going into the base B and see what happens there. More blind shots being taken, no damage being done. His Royal Fatness moving on. Base D being protected by M13 with an Ice 4 behind. But most of the Void here at base A. The Batchat now moving in to cap it. And that could put Rain at a distinct disadvantage. Glory taking a bit of damage there. And we have Mo moving. He might be going into base B. I'm not entirely certain. No, he's not. They're content to hold, even though Void has 2 bases now and a definite point advantage and a building point advantage is that. The Batchat moving in. They are going through the tunnels and back towards the safety of their spawn. Dragon Creek moving in, potentially going for base B. We have the AMXs, the 268 and his Royal Fatness here ready. The Mouse preparing for something. Dragon Creek now capping base B. And his Royal Fatness is... they're not really making a move, they are waiting. And though they have 2 bases now, Void has a definite point advantage of about 90 points, so that's about 3 tanks. And that's not going to be easy to steal back. Now we have Rain moving in. I wonder if they're going to go up. They are. Because they could have also stolen base D or attempted to. AMX having been spotted. Mouse having been spotted. Batchat moving away. Ghost Ranger there to support the Mouse unspotted. Both bases quite protected. Void pulling back towards their spawn. His Royal Fatness and the 268 making move. The AMX is going away. And we are at nearing 700 points. They have to make a move. Dragon Creek holding base B. The Object 140 and the 268 moving together towards base A. I wonder if they're going to get away with it. Void now making a move to the middle. Dragon Creek facing the other way. He might be absolutely slaughtered for doing this. His Royal Fatness moving in. Void making a push. They might be stealing base D soon. Which is completely unprotected. Base A now being taken. But they're not going to lose the point advantage with this. Especially now that Coyote Tango is capping base C. Together with Glory, we have the AMX arriving there. But he's not going to be able to decap it. He is going to be able to decap it a little bit. But not enough. They are abandoning it though. And we have Rain moving in. Going after Glory. Glory bouncing that shot. Shots being taken. The Batchat being absolutely murdered. But now the IS-4s are in trouble. Glory going into base B. The point advantage is for Rain now. They have a base advantage as well. As long as they survive, they will have this. But they are being shot all around. TJ making a move to escape. Hated Fate in the 268 still having quite a bit of HP, but that's not going to last long. Cora losing a ton of HP here. I'm going to see if I can get you closer to the action. which on this map isn't always easy. There goes Apropanda. The mouse being targeted, E3 being targeted. There goes the E3. There goes the mouse. And this is looking to go into Rain's favor. They have the base and the point advantage still. They just need one more kill to get it done. And not even that. They are hitting the 1k marker now. And the point is for Rain. And that could have gone either which way. I think the AMX turning back to make sure that they didn't cap base C is what saved the game for Rain. And now the score is 1-3, and that does put the pressure on Void. Because now they have to win every single game. Whereas Rain has 3 matches to win just 1. And we move on to Naval Frontier. We see people still deciding what tanks they want to drive. We see tanks still being changed. And we have Void now almost completely readied up. There we go. With a minute left to go in a 268, 2 113s, 3 IS4s and a 140. And Rain readying up in 2 Leos. Don't see those very often. But we have seen the Leo in quite an epic camping spot, which is on the other spawn. And aside from that, they have 2 IS4s, a Foch and 2 113s. So that is quite a mobile team, with a little bit of troll armor. The Leos have done some amazing work here on this map, but at the same time they die so easily because they are Leos. With 17 seconds left to go, we are ready to go in, and the pressure is definitely on Void. They have to win the next 3 matches in order to go through to the grand final straight away. But otherwise, they still have a chance to get there, to go into the finals through the semi-finals in the lower bracket. But that we'll see next week. But it all depends on this match, what happens here. Rain having a bit of a sort of breather, they can take it a little bit easier. But I don't think they want to give away this advantage. Void focusing primarily on the base C side with Glory and Cora moving towards the middle, probably to overlook base A and base C. And we see Rain pretty much doing a similar thing with the Foch going more towards the middle. The Leo's going straight into base C. Not even to cap it, but to go straight through it, to spot the people going through. It does cost them some HP to do that though. And they are now at the back. And they are potential in a very tricky position now with the Leos there and then the 113s close by. And the IS4s and all that. This is not really a position I would want to be in. Rain now capping base C. And we see Glory going towards base B. C has been capped. B is being capped. TJ making for the back of it, seeing if he can get shots into base B. Mo moving towards base B. They have kept the base. Glory pulling out. But not before he takes a massive shot by the Foch there. And I wonder if they're gonna steal base B. So we have TJ now getting ready to get some shots in. He can't really do much from that position though. He wants to, obviously. You see him wiggle and reposition himself a little bit. But it's pretty even there. We have the Leos that are now being rushed by the 113s and the 140. Rain pushing in, the Leos not bothering with the tanks that are attacking them, even though his Royal Fatness is being steadily deleted. Still alive somehow, but there he goes. And there goes the other Leo with a massive shot from Cora. Base B has been capped, but it's taken a lot of guns and a lot of HP. And Mo and Afro Panda are in trouble. There goes Ghost Ranger. Base C is being stolen. Glory almost dead. 113 hated Fate going forward, killing him off. But now Afro Panda is also dead. Mo is in a tricky position. There goes 1010. It is 4 versus 4, but Void has a definite HP advantage. There goes the one Mo. Hated Fate follows quickly. It is 2 versus 4. 2 versus 3. And this is not looking good for Rain. And that means we get to see another match. We have Dragon Creek going into the way, but it doesn't save the Force. It is 1 versus 3. Epic Colo ban of time, but I have a feeling that that is not gonna happen. And as he reloads, Korikora goes in for the kill. And the match is for Void. So now it is 2-3. And we get to go to the second match on Naval Frontier. Again, the pressure is still on Void. They have to win every single match to go straight through to the finals. Sorry. And Rain still has to win just one. Anything can still happen. We have Void now completely readied up in 2 268s, 2 215Bs, an IS-4 and 2 Batchats. And we see Rain readied up with 3 IS-4s, 2 268s and a Batchat. 4 IS-4s. That is a lot of IS-4s. It is a very big IS-4 Gluttony. But it is a very good tank, and it has proven itself that it can be very capable in tournament battles. We have just under a minute left to go. We are ready to go. The teams are ready to go. We just have to wait for the game to be ready to go as well. I like how Void pulled together and then just pushed those Leos. I also like how the Leos just turned around and weren't even bothering with the one that were rushing them, but just went straight on back to help their team focus on other targets. But then the Leo got absolutely deleted by Korikora. And that definitely didn't help Rain. So we have 15 seconds left to go. We are ready. We enter the countdown period. And here we go. Again, pressure still on Void. They have to win. But again, whoever loses this matchup still has a chance to work their way back into the finals. Kate going more towards the middle. The rest of Void all focusing on the base A side. And base B. I think we're gonna see some cheeky Batchat action here. With them capping base B very quickly. One of them is going straight through. Glory losing quite a bit of HP there. But the... Ooh, TJ bleeding HP there. Getting spotted that early in the game. Glory is still alive. Potential going to get base C. His Royal Fatness getting a shot in there. 10-10 in the Batchat now also in trouble. Facing off against Mo. Getting shot from all sides. The Batchat is not going to survive for long. He is pulling back, hugging the wall like that, but he's not going to survive for all that long here. But Mo not. There he goes. Apropenda finishes him off. Mo not peeking out to do it. No bases have been capped yet. We have the one Mo that is moving in. Glory is still alive. Fishy losing some HP there. Base A being capped. Base C now being capped as well. And Rain will likely keep their point advantage based on the fact that they have taken out a tank already. Ghost Ranger losing quite a bit of HP there. But he did cap the base. Kate missing a shot on his Royal Fatness there. Sorry, N13, it was not Cade. We see some blind shots going in. TJ not having been spotted. Ghost Ranger not being hit either. Cora now repositioning himself. Batchat and the 268 going after the Batchat. Ghost Ranger losing a ton of HP there. His Royal Fatness making a run for it. Getting out of spotting range. Ghost Ranger losing more HP now, pulling back, falling down to stay alive. Cade making a move towards Mo, that is. His Royal Fatness. Ooh, he was very lucky there that those shots missed. And he has to be careful. Coyote Tango now also losing HP. There goes Ghost Ranger. Cora now in trouble. Focused by 2 IS4s. TJ basically being given up now. He might still get a shot in. But they are pushing TJ and Fishy. And there goes TJ. Base A being stolen. It is 5-5, but Glory has very little HP left. It's his 5-4 even now. And the 268 is ready there, but he's gonna have a Batchat behind him. And he does not get a shot in. And he bounces a shot on his bomb like that, but there he goes. And it is 4-4. Base B not being capped. Mo in a precarious position. He has to be careful there. You don't want to lose HP at this point. Hated Faith getting up behind. And 13 almost dead. Base B now also being capped. Cora being ignored in favor of killing N13. Rain moving in to take care of Cade. There he goes. Hated Fate now in a bit of trouble, but he's still alive. The Batchat arriving at base B, but there he goes. And the game and the point are for Rain, probably. We are at 960 points. There's no way they're gonna lose this. And Rain is through to the grand finals. There we go. $4.1k damage by Cora there. But still a 4k difference in damage between the two. And like I said, Rain through to the grand finals. Let's see if we know what happened yet on the other side. Between Rain, Chaos and Primo. That is still going. So I'm gonna show you another replay while we wait for that. Let's see what I have for you in store. If I have anything for you in store, that is. Let's see. Let's go for this one. Nice little KPF game. This is a tank. I was one of the ones that earned it for free. That was not easy. But we had this thing where they calculated between... there was a sort of multiplier that was going on between tiers 9 to 5. Only 10 counted full, and that meant that tier 5 had quite a good calculating number basically, which meant that you did more in tier 5 than you would in the high tiers. And that together with the KV1 and the T67 is how I got this tank for free. And it is a fun tank. I like the low profile. It is quite troll. Has quite a good gun. And they are capping base C. Enemy not really having been spotted yet, aside from the T-54 that immediately takes damage. No more people have been spotted. E5 haven't been spotted, taking a big hit there. AMX taking a massive shot, but so does the Waffle. AMX almost out of the equation. Their team has 2 bases. That was a shot that didn't have to happen. And he's being quite hesitant in his gameplay. He doesn't really have to be. Nice cheeky shot there. Suno also spotted. Chieftain dead. There we go. Grill at the back there. Object 704 there. E5 not being happy. Nice little bounce. But with the object 14 moving in. Ooh, that fire. That is the end of the Sioux. Grill having been spotted. BMM decides to just take base D. Tracking shot. No damage done. And now it is 5 versus 4 and they have 3 bases. He can't shoot the grill. He can move around to shoot the 704 though. Nice. Just waiting at the back, waiting to get some shots in. There goes the object 140. There goes the object 704. Grill is still behind there though. And BMM is steadily moving in. They have the time, they have the point advantage, they don't need to rush anything. Nice big shot. Look at that, 1 HP for the 183. And the grill now being held in place. But the D has missed. Grill gets a shot in. But then he dies. And we hit 1k points. $4k damage. 389 supremacy points. Nicely done. Let's see if we have a result yet. And Primo has been taken out. Wait, it does say semi-finals lower bracket, so I'm not entirely certain, but I believe that Primo is out now. I think so. This is confusing. But yeah, I believe Primo is out, and then next weekend we get Rain versus Void, Rain Chaos versus Void, and then the winner of that goes up against Rain in the grand finals. That is how I believe it will go. That means that Primo is out for the count. So that is it for tonight. We are out of the game, or out of the streaming scene at least, until next weekend, where I'll be streaming Asia and EU and NA finals, grand finals that is, with the lower bracket finals in before then. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that I'm definitely going to get some more sleep. It is nearly 5 AM here. I am quite tired. but it has been a lot of fun. Thank you all for the games. I loved seeing the gameplay that I did. I love having a front row seat and being able to commentate on it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys next week, hopefully. Good night.